Oh, bye then. See you later.
Yeah,
No,
see you.
no, not that sort of go. The other go. The timer said go.
Uh,
I got to listen to the
yeah,
timer.
it does, doesn't it?
Computer say no.
ASE. What are we complaining about? Snow. What's snow?
Yeah. We got a sprinkling a few weeks back, I think. Maybe a bit longer
We
than that, I
rarely
can't
see
remember.
snow here unless you go to the snowies.
We don't get an awful lot of it here now. Well, certainly not where I am. I think 2008 was the last time we had some really serious snowfall here.
The missus wants me to take me down this, to see snow, but I'd have second thoughts about it because I don't want to drive on snowy, icy road.
No, it's not fun.
Hey, Carl.
So,
I think Carl wrote down, or who wrote something earlier down? Oh yeah, Clive said I had my internet connection deflurfed.
Hey, Dora.
You could put it that way. Yeah, my internet connection's now back to normal. If only I only got the tech guy to mail me that image of the photo of the exchange box where the connection was supposed to be.
when you're trying to write hello to somebody, make sure you got your cursor on the right screen because
Okay.
I just discovered attempting to write in the command line of AutoCAD
Okay.
at Carl.
Okay.
The good news. The good news is AutoCAD's command line doesn't recognize most of what we type into YouTube.
Yes. Because I'm actually trying to do something with the Z-axis and UCS command.
Or write the
Last time I
command.
used AutoCAD, it didn't understand its own commands.
Write what you'd normally write in AutoCAD in the side chat, then see what people say.
Okay, hang on. Underscore UCS ZA. Because unfortunately, this drawing I'm working on is aligned with True North, but all the buildings and the farm and everything else isn't pointing north. So I'm trying to draw lines that are parallel to the buildings, and all the buildings are sort of.
Can they move the building around to skew it up to the right direction, or they can't do
Well,
that?
no, what you can do is you can just move the crosshairs around. So instead of drawing everything at 90 degrees that way, you can draw it at any angle you want. But I'm just trying to get it to match the angle at which the buildings are drawn. And either I can't remember how to do it or it's just not behaving.
When you got to have this homework done by?
Oh, today.
When did you start today?
I've already had one stab at it. It's typical of the director. Or could you do a drawing showing this, this, and this?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, there you go. Ah, right. Can you also show this, this, and this? You fucking tell me before. You know.
Well, preemptive next time and do all that.
That's terrible, Clive. Don't do that to people.
Then just give it to him in bits and pieces, and they go, "Can you do this bit?" Yeah, I'll do that for you. I'll have it to you soon, and you've already had it all ready to go, and save yourself some work.
Well,
We've already answered the. I was just about to read that out, and somebody's already beat me to it.
Oh yeah.
Well, the clue he was a Swedish inventor, an engineer who perfected the system used to make a device still in prolific use today. That device is the. Did we get the device?
Sure did.
Okay, well, have I got to scroll down, do I?
Not very far. Clive got it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, you've got to pronounce the name, Terry.
What, his name? Sven
Yeah.
Wingquist?
Yeah.
A ball bearing. Okay.
Yep,
Jolly handy things they are too.
they are.
especially the spherical ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to work better when they're spherical or cylindrical. But that's needle bearings, sort of.
Those are roller bearings.
Roller bearings. Sorry. I was thinking of needle bearings like in a gearbox. Yeah, needle bearings.
Yeah.
Paul, you have a question from the gallery.
Oh, do I? What is the question? No, it isn't Blazing Saddles. It's a new Netflix movie called The Ridiculous Six.
Oh, you was watching that last time, weren't you?
Yeah, I like it. It's actually quite good.
What are they guessing? The movie in the background?
Yeah. Well, the last few months, it's been various rock concerts. So that's what it is. All guess the band. Can you guess the band?
Now we're doing a movie.
Yeah. Blazing Saddles. Well, the white women had. There we go.
I can't quite see it. It's a little bit small. I could make it bigger for people. There we go.
See this hand? Yep, steady as a rock.
There you go.
Problem is, I shoot with this one.
I shoot with this one.
They can see it better
I
now.
said the sheriff isn't. Oh, it's just such a funny film. Mel Brooks playing the Indian chief. Damn, them boys are darker than us. I know. Why don't we give him the mungo? Shit, that's cruel.
I've got no idea the movie.
What, the one that's playing in the background?
Even despite the fact that I just told you what the movie was.
Why did you just say Blazing? It's not Blazing Saddles.
No, it's not Blazing
Saddles. No.
Damn, you use your mouth prettier than a $20 whore. What? Oh, SC's just
SC.
Just being
SC. Stop being a dick, okay?
Well, what's he doing?
Lou says there is a 90-foot hump in the middle of. I notice now they're calling it Rackia's Bridge, not the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. It's Rackia's Bridge.
It's actually Jesse's Bridge.
Yeah.
Well, it does have humps on the bridge. They're where the ships go under.
Yeah,
that's true.
And they are definitely more. And they're well over 90 feet high, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know how tall those marine spans are, but
the
Sagitt's at the center. The Sagitt's at the center of that bridge at the level part. It's a normal elevation. It is about 90 feet across that distance, and it's irrefutable. So if one of you dipshits that thinks the earth is flat would like to come on my channel, this channel, or any other channel and talk to me about it, you can tell me why I'm wrong. You can explain to us why those GPS readings are what they are.
You know, if you go to the Wikipedia page for Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, one of the photos showing the causeway is Soundleys.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Because I just looked on there because I just thought, I'll have a look at some stats and what have you. Yeah, on the right hand side, the last photo is actually. Let's see if it's credited. Oh yeah, there's his because that's Soundley's actual name, isn't it? That's his signature on the photo. Lance.
I'm not triggered, Essie. I'm just
Don't sound triggered.
yeah, I'm not triggered. I'm just a little disappointed that I don't seem to ever be able to get you to come out from behind that coward Bev and talk for yourself. Speak to me man to man. You won't do it. What's your problem, bud? You can take every one of those XYZ coordinates, and there are 7,000 of them, and each one will put you in a position on that causeway. So now tell me what's wrong with the XYZ data. And if it's right, then that thing has got a big ass curve in it. You can't
what's the radius of
there's no
that
way to
curve?
argue it. 6,400,000 meters. Or I'm sorry, 6,400 meters. No, I was right to begin with. Meters. 6,400 kilometers.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Funny how that works out.
Yep. There you go. There's Sandy's photo.
I couldn't get it to fit. Oh, there it
Yes,
is.
see, we have not. You tell us all the time about how you'll debate anybody. You sure as hell won't debate me. I've tried to get you to debate.
Yep.
You won't do it. So stop being a coward.
Yeah, apparently the shops in Canada have run out of tampons because they see Montreal's used them all.
Oh dear. Who said there was a 90-foot hump of water?
Yeah, we don't believe that either.
I just can't how they envisage a hump from knowing what I've learnt now.
Yeah, it's beyond me.
Because they can't think of it in anything but flat.
I mean, how many times has this been explained and they still call it that? That's the epitome of stupid.
I just scratch my
Yeah.
head when they say hump. Huh?
Yeah.
What, like a hill? A mountain? Go and make me a coffee, Palmer, when you go and make your tea.
I've got to finish this one first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we've got to wait
I
for
know I
Lindsay
forgot to
come
make
on
it before we started.
Yeah, I've got to wait for Lindsay to come on. Then that's time I go, oh,
That's
quick,
the
I need to
time
get
for
the tea.
I was
I
going
need to
to
go
say.
make a fuss with the cat,
Oh,
you know.
before we, well, I was okay. Was that the only dirt we've got? I don't know. I was over in Discord. I'll share that. Where are we?
Which one?
Where's my Discord thing? Here somewhere. Yeah, Discord. Yeah, over there. I don't know if the gift show up over there. Sort of did. A bloke trying to get a rag or something off a pipe with a ladder.
Yeah.
I've said that one before. That always makes me chuckle.
Yeah. Flat Earth Intelligence.
Yeah,
Okay.
show that one.
So how hard would it be to climb up the ladder?
Precisely.
Okay.
No, that's flat Earth problem solving right there. That's how they do it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Try to knock the rag off with the ladder instead of climbing up the bloody ladder and getting it yourself.
We could turn the ladder around and use one of the feet to hook onto the rag.
I'm going to say maybe health and safety regulations don't. Yeah, he's not qualified to climb the ladder, so you know.
You can't use them on
Wait,
building sites. You haven't been able to for many a year now.
Sorry.
You can't use them on building sites. Ladders at, or you can't use ladders. Shorter ones, you can't use step ladders, let alone something like that.
I'm
They
just
got
thinking
banned quite
back.
a while ago.
Damn
I'm just
sure.
think. I'm just thinking
Damn
back in the
sure
day.
can't.
I'm just thinking back in the day when we had our wooden ladders like them until they invented the aluminium lightweight ones.
Oh God, yeah.
No, you
No, I
damn
do
sure
remember
can't
using
use
them
those
building
aluminum
sites.
ones on a job site. Not aluminum. You can use fiberglass, but not aluminum.
No, over here, as soon as you need to elevate yourself off the ground, you can't use a ladder. It has to be a pop up scaffolding, a MUP, a mobile elevated work platform, anything like that. But no, not ladders.
And
Considered too dangerous.
and we're not going to be
Oh,
able
this
to.
thing's just out of reach. Bring over the cherry picker.
And we're not going to be able to
Yeah.
explain. Oh, okay, that's not coming through. I thought that came through over there.
Now, where was it? Oh, there was a prison up north I was working on, and they were putting in ceiling mounted heat emitters, and they were just too tall. And they said, "Oh, step ladder." No, you can't use a step ladder. Had to use these little pop ups that just elevate you like 1.5 2 foot off the ground, but they had to be submitted for approval first. Because you just had to get yourself like 2 foot off the ground. So you get, because it's quite a low ceiling, but you couldn't quite do it from the ground. You had to get up a little bit. It's no, you can't use step ladders. Don't be daft. That's dangerous.
I can't
2 foot.
share Discord. Oh, yes, I can. I think. No, I can't.
No, SC. We're not envisioning a 90-foot hump of water. I don't know what the hell you're on about.
I can only share that I'm showing.
I think most of us can see it anyway, can't we? That are in here.
Yeah, but I'm sharing it out there. I'm not sharing it in here.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I'd have to share
Yeah.
Discord when I'm
You're
showing.
sharing it. You're sharing both now, so.
Yeah, I'm sharing it that way. But we
No, I
haven't
mean, we
got.
can
But
see.
we haven't got. We haven't got the video, the Jose's stream that this conversation came out of. So if that's not around, well, we'll miss out on that. You said it's not uploaded yet or something.
Well, I watched it.
It's uploaded.
I watched it hours ago.
Ah.
It wasn't showing on Jose's channel.
Wasn't it?
I'll look again.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
I mean, it was in my notifications.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Might have been,
The
but
time
it's
is
not
now
on
11
the
hours.
list.
It's there.
Really?
Really?
I don't see it.
That's bizarre. If you go to Jose's channel, you can't see it.
No.
But if I go to my subscriptions,
Yeah.
I can see it. I can.
Okay.
It's there. I've watched it.
Okay.
Maybe he's accidentally got it labeled private or something.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down my
doesn't appear to be.
notifications. How many hours ago? A few hours ago.
Well, according to this, it streamed live 14 hours ago.
Okay. No, I haven't got it.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Not in my notifications, I haven't.
All right, let me put a link.
Has it been shielded in Discord? In my over in. I'd have to go back up the list a bit if it's shielded there.
No, I'll just put a link in Fair Sackle Sav, but
Okay.
it's. I don't know why it isn't showing in his YouTube channel because say I watched it.
Now this is going to be hard to cherry pick the bit out of it, isn't it?
Well, if you want to hear Lemon's amazing proclamations on how air can distort a 6 foot bit of wood, you need to go to about 43 minutes in.
43. Okay. I'll go to 42. You ever tried to put a pool cue on its side to see if it's got a bend in it? No, you couldn't tell unless you'd done it like that.
Or you roll it across the table. That's quite a good giveaway as well.
Yeah.
You always look down. You always look down it from the end.
What a pool cue?
Right.
He's got this thing about
So
layers.
looking at a pool cue that's bent, it's depending on the air layers that you're looking at it for it to be.
Yeah, and I wonder why, like how thick does he think the air layers are? Where does one air layer start and finish? How many air layers are there altogether?
Yeah, over over something, a bit of wood that's 5 or 6 feet, and it's there in front of you.
Yeah.
And you're holding it horizontally.
Yeah. He's just trying to use he's trying to use the same old argument he always uses for something that you're looking at on the horizon, say, that's 3 or 4 miles away, because he can't adapt his spiel to a pool cue or a bit of timber that you're holding in your hands in front of your bloody face. That's why he just has to come up with the same old different air densities and air pockets and layers of air, and it's like it's all the same air. It's just in front of your nose.
I think he doesn't realise that the layers of air that we talk about is actually just a continuous transition.
Yeah.
How long is this pool cue?
Yeah.
It's huge.
Swamp gas.
Swamp gas in Home Depot.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, because you get it all the time when you're in the pub playing pool and you think, how straight is this pool cue? Oh, it's that damn swamp gas again.
Yeah, why till I take it outside the ether? It might be confusing me with it if it's straight or not.
Yeah. Oh, that was people.
It's obviously the fault of the ether bunny.
Hey?
This is all down to the ether bunny,
Yeah.
since it's that time.
Oh, they showing those bits of wood, but Jose's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Air pockets.
No, it couldn't. That's not how that works.
Yeah, Jose's not showing the picture, so he's not really. Already showed it anyway.
I detest it when Lemon says, could be this, could be that, could be the other, who knows?
Yeah.
Could be anything but what we know it to be.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you're that bad a player, farmer. It didn't matter if you used a bent one or a straight one.
No, I just got so used to using a bent cue that if I used anybody else's pool cue, it threw me off completely. I mean, in the end, I treated myself to a new one that was straight. But
And then you had to relearn how to play.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I used to be captain of the pool of the pub team. This one was a one piece, which is quite rare these days because they're usually like sort of snooker cues, 2 or 3 piece cues. But this was a one piece cue and it was bent. But I got so used to playing with the bent cue that if I couldn't buy somebody else's cue because I go, no, I can't. Why not? Well, yours is straight. I just got so used to it. In the end, I had to treat myself to a new cue, and had to get used to playing with the proper one.
Oh, he does eventually share it. Ah, they're missing out
Take
on
longer
audio.
because I'm going to start. Let me explain
They've
the
The
been
whole
script.
hearing this the whole time.
You came in the conversation, which I appreciated.
Geez, Carl, you
You
waited
made a
long enough.
comment,
yeah.
and then Earth Live ask you a question. They say, well, if you think this, then this happens. And you say, well, let me
It
ask
just
you a
goes to show
question.
you
So
they're
you
not paying
brush
attention
through
out
the
there.
question of Bible, and you want to ask us a
Dora's
question,
happy
ask
not
the
to listen
group,
to it.
ask the group over here in the voice, and ask the chat box a question. So you're just gonna totally ignore Bible's question and go ahead with your question. That is my question to you, and I hope you can answer it. Do you wanna just ignore Bible's question and you wanna go through with your question? Go ahead.
Let B-Ball ask his silly question, but then I get to ask him a question and he has to return the favor.
I already asked it.
I didn't hear it.
Of course. So if we compress the image on the right, is it going to curve?
I don't know what image you're talking about. I just joined in a little while ago and I wasn't watching anything.
Are you
This is
paying
38
attention?
after the
Are you,
hour.
I
are you
just
able to
sat
look
down
at
with a
your
cup of
phone?
coffee. You know what? I can't watch every second. Do you watch every second?
No,
I'm looking at
we're
it.
talking
38
about
after the hour.
a picture, a piece of wood that you buy, lumber, 6 foot or 8 foot long piece of wood. That's what we've been talking about.
Yeah. And what about it?
That when you buy wood and you cannot just grab the wood and stand across the aisle and look at the wood left to right and say this one is straight, grab it and buy it, because when you put it in your wall it might be curved. When you buy wood, you look in front like you gotta holding a sword or you jousting. That's how you hold a piece of wood to see if it's straight.
Yeah, you can look at it at certain angles. You can see if there's a curve.
Look at it
Yes.
end on, right?
You can look at it over the surface. You can just angle down to the surface. You can hold it flat out in front of you and take a slanted view down the thing and tilt it up and down where you can see if there's a curve or if it's flat.
Yeah, you look at it from the end, right? That'd be the best way
You
to
can look at it
tell if
from
it's
many
curved.
different areas. You can look at it
The
from
best-
many different views.
Oh
You
my
just look
God.
at
You
one
can only look at
direction.
it from the end.
The best way to do it will be end on, right?
Won't admit it.
That's probably from the top of the surface over to the back end.
So if Pontchartrain was a piece of wood,
let's
would
say
you
it's
buy it?
like a thin flat board, you would take the flat part, put it in front of you, out in front of you, and you would look over the surface. You can see if that board's curved.
So if Pontchartrain was a 2x4, would you buy it?
Okay, when is it my turn?
He don't want
Right.
to answer it. He's
Go ahead.
not going
Okay.
there.
Wasn't
So at
actually
Lake
the original
Pontchartrain, we
question.
have those waterways, right? Where the bridge humps in those two spots, right? You see the big
Right.
extreme hump, right?
Yeah, the 4 of them.
Why
I
does
see
it-
the 4. Yeah, 4 of them.
Well, there might be 4. I'm not sure exactly. I
Yeah,
remember
the
there's
two
at least
big
2.
ones is
One on
like
each
the
side.
clearance for the boats. The 2 big ones, the clearance every
Okay.
8 miles, the clearance of the boats, and every 4 miles there's an extra one or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we know that those humps aren't extreme like you see them in the video, right? They're not like practically straight up and down like we see in the video, right? That's compression. That's the extreme compression of the extreme zoom on whatever is P900 or P1000, whatever you used. You also have that same effect on the water surface in the distance. That's why it looks like it's extremely going up and then dropping down. It's the same thing. It's extreme compression of the background into the foreground. It gives a foreshortening effect. You have a natural foreshortening effect when you look at things from a side view, right? Off in the distance, the things will look closer together, and they're gradually getting getting smaller, and they look closer together. Now, when you got extreme, excuse me, I have cream in my coffee, and it gives me phlegm sometimes. You have extreme compression, and when you add the P900, it makes it even worse. It exaggerates everything, makes it into what it's not. It's a 2-dimensional picture trying to represent 3 dimensions, and it can't do it. And it's the extreme zoom. Those humps aren't like that. They're not straight up and down, and neither is the water. The water has the same effect with the natural perspective.
Where did we pause?
Yeah.
What are you doing to us, Terry?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was talking, but I was muted on my end. I'm trying to. Now I've got to remember what I
You're
said now.
muted, Terry.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Okay, I'll try to remember what I said now. It probably won't come out the same. Gary keeps going about foreshortening because it's zoomed, and the curve is because of that. But how could it create a curve? Foreshortening or zooming only just enlarges the image that you're already seeing. So if it was
Correct.
straight, it'd be just still straight. If it's curved, it'd be curved. It can't just create one or the other.
No, well, he has to come up with some magical way to make these things to explain what he's seeing by denying Earth curvature. So you know, got a lot of fluff.
Do you just want to keep listening to this for a
SE
bit, or do
Montreal.
you just want to keep listening to this, or do you just want to what? In reality, there's no hump.
It carries on in this vein for quite some time.
Yeah. We can get the gist of it anyway.
Yeah.
Explain why you think there's a hump, Montreal.
No, they won't do that. They won't try to refute the GPS data. They won't even touch it. They run from it.
Yeah.
And somebody was talking
I'll
about
say
the
it
bridge.
again. You take.
Sorry, Blue.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say somebody in the side chat was saying about the bridge all the way across the Lake Positron. I think it's 15 feet from the surface to the top of the water.
Yeah, within inches. It's that surface, that road surface, except at those marine spans, is absolutely dead level. I mean, within inches. And you can take Jesse's GPS data, the XYZ data, raw data, and go ahead and apply the geoid and the ellipsoid to it, and you will get that elevation above the surface, and it is constant, constant all the way across. But when you take the raw XYZ data, remove the ellipsoid and the geoid from it, just the raw XYZ data, it plots a curve with a radius of 6,400 kilometers. It's not a straight line. You see it in the picture, you see it in the data, it's real.
They even went to all the trouble of modeling it, didn't they, from the data, and it actually emulated
Yeah.
the same bridge. How could you do that? How could you reverse engineer the data and get what we see?
Yeah, when you use those GPS coordinates and actually model them out, you can get it. You can rotate that model to look exactly the same as Sandley's photograph.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because obviously it matches it. You know, I mean, he just drove over and took all those coordinate positions using GPS, and well, what do you know? The causeway's following the curvature of the Earth, which you can see in the bloody photograph.
But.
Well, of course they have. They can't possibly accept GPS because GPS is from satellites, and satellites are fake.
Oh yeah, there you go. See, you just debunked your own argument.
Well, I haven't, because satellites aren't fake. I bloody know they're not fake. Hang on, let's see how many satellites I can get a signal from right now. Shall we?
Right now, yeah, exactly.
Right now, here we go.
And I reckon if I phoned my phone from my mobile to you now, I know what it'd be using to get the signal there.
17. Oh no, 19. It's doing well today. It's getting a signal from 19 satellites, and I have usually I have an error of 4.3 meters at the moment. It's not bad going.
So how does the phone know that has that little blue dot on your maps when you go on it, and it knows where you are?
And this will also work if I go airplane mode. So I've now just shut off my mobile signal, my cell phone signal, and oh look, it's still working.
Oh.
You can see it's adjusting itself, and I'm currently at an altitude of 140.8 meters. My house isn't that tall, of course, but you know but this is all fake because space is fake.
Well, that's above mean sea level, 140 meters.
Yeah, I'm 140 meters above mean sea level, which sounds about right. So I'm upstairs. I'm up on the first floor. So that's given me an extra where I'm sitting, probably about 4 meters. So
yeah, well, that's probably about the right accuracy for just handheld GPS stuff. But that's not what Jesse had.
Oh no, he had the proper kit, didn't he?
He's got a $20,000 GPS system, and it's tied to effectively what amounts to a base station. This is how surveyors do it. They have a base station that they position over a known point, right?
Yeah.
And that base station is listening to the same satellites that your GPS receiver is listening to. But it knows its exact position, and it sees what error there is involved in the GPS data, and it provides a correction. That's how they get that stuff that close. Jesse's measurements were literally within millimeters.
Yeah.
Do I have to explain to SC what level means in context with the level of the Earth? With the bridge, for example.
They all know what it means.
We've explained it to him over and over and over again. He refuses to acknowledge it or understand, and it seems incapable of understanding it.
Well,
the analogy that I got given to me a while back was like on a wheel on a car, where you got the outer circumference of the tyre is level to the circumference of the rim.
Yeah, but we all know that SE doesn't want to listen or understand anything we have to say to him. Does he, Phil?
He's just a troll.
So.
And contrary to what seems to be popular opinion, trolls can go jump. I disagree with the entire concept of trolling.
But doesn't troll live under bridges?
They do.
Traditionally, yes.
Though it depends.
Shout out to
the original trolls didn't.
Shout out to that incredible film that nobody's seen. I think it's called Troll Hunter. Absolutely brilliant film.
Okay, where's our other dirt?
Oh, is it time for a cup of tea?
Yeah, well, I need one too. I got to have a reason to go and make one somehow.
Yeah, well, it's
So how far behind are we with Lindsay? Okay, we had... Oh yeah, we did Flat Earth Part 1, Flat Earth Moon Phases, Part 1, Part 2, Part 2B, and then Part 3 we haven't seen. So we've got 3 minutes of Part 2B, and then we've got Part 3. So we just want to watch both of them, because should we just go straight to Part 3? I don't think it'd matter if we just go straight to Part 3. Probably not going to miss out on anything for 3 minutes.
It's going to make... It's not like, no, you've got to watch these in the right order. I think you can watch them in any order too, and it'll still be the same thing. It'll just be
It's not like Part 1 or 2 are actually explain anything.
You mean to say we could have just watched Part 3 to start with?
Well, we had to wait for Part 3 to come out first, didn't we? We're good, but we're not that good.
And he's got 3 other ones after that. The Sun's Shadow. That one's still got me beat on that one.
Bless him. Yeah.
The black hole is divine trinity. Negative phase opposes positive. Yeah, I think the Sun's Shadow is called a moon. Will be for next time, but the next 2 after that look a bit pointless. Okay, we'll grab that one. Close all my other tabs that I don't need. I don't need too many tabs open. Wait a minute, Lindsay. I haven't put you on Lindsay's speed yet. Go over there. Okay, what do you need? Not that.
I think I've got too many things open. My PC's about to take off, I think.
Right, running
bloody
autotask.
fans are going all over the place.
There we go. Geez, we can watch these videos without getting buffering like the other day.
Oh yeah, now that your interwebs is
Normal.
plugged in.
Plugged in. Yeah, that's what I thought straight away when he showed me the image. He's pulled out his phone and said, "Can you see the exchange there with all the connections on it on the bank?" And he said, "Can you see that one there with the light on?" And he said, "That's your connection." And I said, "Where's the connector?"
What's wrong with this picture?
Yeah, what's wrong with this picture? There's something supposed to be plugged into there.
There's supposed to be an Ethernet cable there.
There's supposed to be something plugged into it.
But it weren't. So his internet didn't bloody work.
And the other NBN guy was there down there on Monday doing the same thing. Yeah. It makes you wonder sometimes.
Don't it just?
It's better when it's plugged in, doesn't it?
Yeah, it probably would work better.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of some guy trying to make a picture of the moon by not pointing his camera at the moon.
Oh yeah. Why can't I see the moon? Because it's not there. It's over there.
Because you don't have because you don't have the camera pointed at it. See, that's why.
Look, Terry, it could be that the NBN man unplugged the plug to check it, and then forgot to plug it back in again.
He couldn't have been that inept.
All it takes is somebody to walk past and engage him in conversation while he's doing it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
suppose so, but
Yeah, it just seems to be that's a rookie mistake, and he's not meant to have been a rookie.
As long as it's not a Wookiee mistake.
oh,
A Wookiee?
right, I'm definitely going to
Did
make
you
it.
say
Too.
Wookiee?
Yeah, I'm going to make one too. Just waiting for the P
me
word.
too. Play. Press play.
He doesn't know how these things work, does he?
He doesn't? Really?
And the shadow of the sun? The sun has a shadow?
Yeah, didn't you know that?
Why do you insist on doing this to me, Terry?
Well, I'm compelled to because I'm making a coffee.
No sound, Terry. It's muted.
Come back, Terry.
What happened?
You have to fix the sound. It's not getting through
No
to
sound,
the
Terry.
peanuts.
Not
Exploded
again.
realm all comes from a mustard seed size centre. Actually, a shadow of the sun. It is
No,
not
don't
the
make us
sunny
listen
side
to
the side of the moon.
I'm having a hard enough time ignoring us the first time.
Well, just in case you could hear it again.
It's pretty hard to break it right down. It gets quite deep, and I can't retain all the information in my head. It needs a computer. So check it out and just work your way through it. Just trust me.
Retain
The
any of
sun
the
is
information
shining
in this
on
head.
these positions, and it all comes from that very central vortex. This is why Scripture mentions mustard seed, because you can imagine our exploded realm all comes from a mustard seed size centre. We live in an atom, believe it or not. Sun's a proton, neutron is the black hole centre at rest in the centre here. The black hole centre, the spiral, the vortex. The sun's on its horizon. next to it in the nucleus. You could say this is the nucleus. The electron, planets, and the moon. The planets are on their fixed cycles. Let's say I've just drawn the northern hemisphere here, right? Because that's the original that's the original reflection from in here, is there. Then it's parabolically reflected out to the south. So it's all going around the north here, and then there's a parabolic image of it out here.
What
on
if
the
we
south.
should get SC in here to see if he can explain any of this,
out
what
here.
Lindsay's saying?
It's 180 degree off. It's parabolic, okay? Check it out. Find out what parabolic means. Now the moon spirals in and out over the month. This is
Well, this is bad
as the sun
quality
turns
bullshit.
away from the moon wanders out away from it. As the sun catches up to the moon, it's pulling the moon back in again. It's in and out, in and
Oh,
out.
I see he's going.
It's like the heartbeat, in and
We
out.
needed you to interpret
You've got the
this
up and down
video
for the
for us,
seasons.
SC.
Yearly cycle, in and out for the monthly cycle, up and down for the daily cycles of the tides. So what have we got? Up and down, in and out, down and out, up and in for the seasonal
Up
sun
and where?
changes.
Down? Around?
Now check out
Where?
earlier video. I tried to explain why I put my
Sorry, what's he
phases
describing?
differently to
I've
science.
got no idea.
So I was trying to draw the
I
fact
thought
that
he was
the
talking about the moon
sun goes
spiraling.
into the moon. Okay, but I've converted it back to what everyone seems to, have their mind set on these positions because science draws them like this. So.
I've gone live.
Because
I just got a
if you think about
notification.
The sun's moving. You can imagine
Blimey.
the moon phases being fixed
Only an hour
while the
late.
sun moves
Yeah.
around. Okay. But obviously they move together. But see, I've got the system going on, all the phasing. The sun is the side we do not see. And it's all based on the earlier video I did where it all comes out of the centre. Because the moon is the closest to man. The whole light spectrum, all the frequencies, the sun is up here, the moon is here. It's only taking one frequency, the moon is taking them all. The moon is taking one frequency, the sun takes them all.
What freak?
So,
No, I'm lost
let's
again.
just go through a few things. I did this in my previous video. I've drawn the cool side, which is the shadow of the sun, in black. The white represents the part of the moon that is not seen because it is in the light of the sun. Cool side, here we go.
How did that make
daylight
sense
is
to
going that way.
him, let alone us?
Yeah. How can you have a cool side of the or the shadow of something that's
No, the bit that doesn't make sense is we can't see it because it's it's lit up by the sun. It's exactly wrong.
Yeah.
We can see it because it's lit up by the sun, you moron.
We only see things that are lit up.
There's the sun, it's the cosmic egg, origins of Easter egg.
Sorry, I'm
It's the cosmic
I was wrong. I was wrong. He's not a moron. He's a cretin.
I think you're splitting hairs now.
egg. It's all to do with the sun. The sun is connected with the Son of Man, which is the whole Christ story. Easter being March, April, the equinox. Theologians don't have it all right. They don't know what they're doing. And they some places they say they don't know why the Jesus story or anything about it, but I know the whole system. I've done videos on it.
Paging Doctors Dunning and Kruger.
yeah, and citing your own videos as evidence of your theory. Yeah. We know somebody else had done that.
Anyway, you can check those out if you want. I won't go too deep into that.
Dinky
So you
Tony.
got Jack and the Beanstalk, etc. A lot of stories involving it. The actual cosmic egg. So, walk your way around here. Now, seasonal declination of the sun's projection, change in Earth's pressure, up and down equals in and up, down and out. Up and in for the northern summer, down and out for the southern summer. The moving ecliptic plane. See? Like this.
No, what?
It's not only going up, it's turning around the Earth. It's always turning
Oh, so
as it's
so
slowly
our
tilting up
axial
and
tilt
slowly
on the
tilting down.
ecliptic plane.
It's the equinox.
It's
level.
not us that's
Everything is
it's
level.
the
Early videos I did.
Plane doesn't
Yeah, it blows the globe idea again. When
According to Lindsay, it does.
you look at all the planets, they're all equal. What was it referring to? Can't remember now.
Far from me to come to
But everything.
far from me to have my own
equal-
opinion.
equilibrium.
Wrong.
So it's 23 degrees up there, comes all the way down to 23 degrees down
God,
there.
after all that Brian's logic
The
last
ecliptic
night.
plane. And the planets are all in there, moving up and down with the seasonal change, as well as going around the Earth every day.
We haven't even got to Brian.
They're circles,
Whoa!
they're fixed
What happened
in
there?
their circles because they're a
That me?
particular tune, particular note. They're fixed in that tune. And
Wasn't me, was
other
it?
planets pass them, or the sun comes near, or the moon crosses over them. There's a situation where there's probably a multitude of frequencies actually.
We haven't even got to
A
Brian's
multitude
logic
of
yet,
different
Farmer.
frequencies coming along, and two of them might match, which might be the resonant frequency, so they get cancelled out.
In 40 minutes,
then
I
you
have
have
a
a
call
different
to make. So.
And this is how the whole system works. It's just a multitude, billions of them. That's why we all have different DNA and all that. It's all to do with the celestial bodies. It's up there as a flippin' orchestra. So this is what the moon's doing over the month. It spirals out. As the sun is turning away ahead of the moon, turns away from the moon wanders out. And as the moon starts coming closer to the moon again, from the next new moon, it starts pulling the moon back in. It's like a piano accordion. Plays a tune, doesn't it? It's a tune. As the moon's doing this, if I brought it back around into another new moon, you get yourself a cardanoid. If I was to spiral the moon back into its next new moon, we would get a cardanoid. The noose.
It's a
Mythological
cardioid,
stories.
not a cardinoid.
So while the moon's phasing like this, it's going out like this.
Well, he's wrong in his theory, so he can be wrong
The
in the
sun
word.
is definitely
So it doesn't make any difference then.
the opposite side to the moon we see. The moon we see is forming its own light because it's to do with electrons at their resting state. The part you don't see is the sun resonating frequency. It's probably
Wouldn't they be photons and not electrons?
Electrons at their resting state don't emit photons.
It's cancelling out or activating all the electrons. What have we got here? As the sun turns away from the moon,
This guy is
the moon
fractally
wanders
wrong.
out. As the sun moves closer to the moon wanders in. Equals new moon.
Yeah, you're allowed to
Planets are
say that
fixed
F
in their
word here.
circular cycles, a fixed tune each. And the moon wanders across them, adding here one frequency to the positions, which changes the tune, changes the frequency, changes the DNA of a newborn baby, or creates a new DNA. What was I going to say again? Oh, and this golden ratio type thing going on here is always moving. It's different. It moves around too over the month. It moves that little bit more, probably 2.2 days more. Because as the moon gets lost in here, we don't see it for 2.2 days. So when it comes back out, it's coming back out in a different position. So this is always moving. Can't be 2.2 days if it doesn't work out. Well, it could be.
Could be.
2.2.
Maybe not. It's got a
Yeah, it could be.
Metonic cycle, which is 19 years.
I disagree with your fractally wrong.
Two system, not just
I believe he's actually
in and out.
fractally
Up
not
and down,
even
it's a
wrong.
plane like this.
Yes.
So you've got 90
Yeah.
years for that to be in the exact same position, and the moon to be out there or wherever it is. Resonant frequency rate cancellation. I just told you about that one. So that's it, folks. There's a few things I wanted to touch on, but I didn't put the phasing in here. It's too complicated because you need a computer, because this is going around every day. This is just the monthly shape, you could say. It does this over the month, and then back in again. It does a full cardanoid like this. So as the sun comes around close to it again, the moon starts coming back in. This is in regards to some mythological stories. All the ancients knew how all this worked. They knew the earth was flat. They have it all in full detail.
No, they didn't.
All written out that common man
No,
can't
no,
read.
they didn't.
The mythological stories about the noose, not being able to kill the lion or something or other. It's the Nordic mythological stories, Odlin's type thing, I think. And because there's nothing's physical, he couldn't kill the lion with a weapon. So he had to strangle. He waited to a certain time when he went to the end and strangled it. So there's the noose. And and they mention the claws, because you usually have the claws on that slight, as the new moon comes out, you see a claw on either side here. These claws here. It's all the mythological stories explain it all. But as long as you understand the sun moves quicker, passes everything. Planets don't go around the sun catches up to them. The moon doesn't go around the sun catches up to them. The projection, that is, projection. And the moon is a projection too. Everything's a projection. In my last video I didn't mention it, but what I drew is still works the same way. The direct frequency goes straight to the moon first. It only takes up one frequency to get to the moon. To get to the sun, which is way out in the firmament, which is curved in this field, is through all the frequencies. So that the sun could be facing this way, but the sun we see is way over here, because it comes out, the magnetic field comes out like this and spirals around like this. And the sun's projected image follows the magnetic field. So if it starts off in this position, it's going straight to the moon first, because the moon is first. So you get the light of the sun on this side, not the sun projecting light over onto this side. Neutral's this side, the sun is on the neutral side. This is the side we see is the cold side, this side. And they're trying to tell us, science tells you, that the sun is creating this moon we see. It's not. The moon we see is the shadow of the sun. It's the negative of the sun. It's the electron, that's the proton. So, like I say, there's
where's your oven, Miss Farmer?
And the moon's position.
Yeah, I left them downstairs again. I've got to be very careful.
But you have to realise, as the sun turns away, races ahead of the moon, when it comes out of new moon, the moon starts wandering out like a magnetic connection, comes back in. Okay? Feel free to ask me questions. I love questions, especially from these spinning ballers, because I can get them every time. It cannot be debunked, this model.
If he says the moon goes in and out, wouldn't it be smaller and bigger?
Yeah.
It's worse than that. And the model that he's showing, and I use that word very, very loosely.
Yeah, loosely, yeah, I would.
The phase of the moon would depend on where you're standing on the Earth.
Oh, but we have our own arc of horizon, Monk.
And
whatever that means.
that doesn't change the fact that in what he's showing, the phase of the moon would be entirely dependent on where you're standing.
Yeah, so where you're standing is what you see.
Yeah. So in that model, I could look at the moon today and it would be full, and then I can fly halfway around the world and it would be new.
Yeah.
He's just so so incredibly black hole levels of dense that just I can't even.
Well, he does have a black hole theory.
The only black hole is where he's pulling all of his crap out of.
Yeah.
They are screwed. So we've got to get it out there and make pics of them till they change the whole system and start telling the world the truth. NASA will lose their billions. People will lose their jobs, but who was to pay a liar megabucks annual salary just because he's silly enough to think he's building a satellite that goes up there in the sky when it doesn't.
Well, where's it going?
It goes down the road to a factory and gets re-scrapped by Freemasons, people that are in the club. Well, they just drag it off in some ship and dump it for a few years to rust and go rotten, or mount it down another part of the world. I don't know. They just
they send it to India and they cut it up.
Oh my God, he said something honest and real for once.
They know Earth's flat. I'm pretty sure they know how it all works.
He said he doesn't know
Like
something.
I say, it's all written in mythological
he has
stories,
mentioned that
esoteric stuff.
before.
I'm sure they've got connections as to how it all works and how it means, what it means. And they've always had it, but they thought, we'll treat people as dummies, we'll take control of the whole system. If we control the rockets and all that, no one else can do it, then we've got them. And this is basically what they're doing. and all the governments are in on it because they all pay their buddies millions of dollars. It's all laundering. It's all laundering. All their tax dollars are all laundered to their mates. Freemasons, Freakmasons I call them. The average little Freemason thinks he's going along to a club because he thinks he's a gentleman. You know, he's a bit screwed. No. The top guys who are the Freakmasons who rule the world, sit on genocide, own all the military weapons, control the military industry. They're just liars. So, understanding the meaning to life is understand the whole flat earth system and its connection with the human brain. There's the human brain. And how the sun is connected to the Son of Man. His awakening. That's why it's all about religion. It's the sun. The sun's position and the moon. She gives birth, enlightenment, and physical birth. This is all governed in a human when they're born. The moon's position. So the moon in the zodiac sign can tell you a lot of things. And this is the whole Jesus story. He was conceived in the March equinox, born in the December solstice, and resurrected.
No, he really wasn't.
No, he
Second
really
birth.
wasn't. It's all bollocks.
Spiritual birth in the September equinox. He's missing the 1 quarter, isn't he? And this is the system. You get the 3 at the Trinity, you're missing the 1. So you're missing,
Hey, nobody's perfect.
as Santos does, it's the salts, the chemicals in that period of
Don't forget
gestation.
he's his own father as well.
And if you understand all that,
Quite
you
sure
can
how
gain this enlightenment. So that's the Jesus story. Easter. Actually, I read something on my phone. I've got time. Let's have a look. I've got 7 minutes.
Quick fact check.
I've got my reading glasses down here. Oh, these are good enough. I'll read this. The date of Easter, when resurrection of Jesus is said to have taken place, changes from year to year. The reason for this variation is that Easter always falls on the first Sunday after the first full moon following that spring equinox. Now, Jesus, the resurrection, was on the 6th of September. That's the whole creation story. And which was the 2017, the 6th of September, was the full moon. The first Sunday after the first full moon. So it's connected to the full moon.
Can you wind that
His
back
birth is on the
to
full
where
moon.
he says when the resurrection was?
He said it was September,
That's what I thought I heard.
which is nowhere near Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 6th of September was the full moon. The first Sunday after the first full moon. So it's connected to the full moon. His birth is on the full moon. And there is a solar eclipse at the new moon before that. So the reason for this variation is that Easter always falls on the first Sunday after the first full moon. But it's to do with the full moon. Most major holidays have some connection to the changing of seasons. This is especially obvious in the case of Christmas. The New Testament gives no information about what time of year Jesus was born. Many scholars believe, however, that the main reason Jesus' birth came to be celebrated on December 25th is because that was the date of the winter solstice according to the Roman calendar. No, because the 25th of December, or thereabouts, 26th, 24th, I think, was the moon cycle. It's to do with the Pisces. So he was born in Pisces. Oh no, gestation, what do you call it? Conceived in Pisces, in the March equinox. 9 months later, born in the December Pisces again. And many years later, when he's a grown man, he's awoken spiritually, second birth, and the moon is in Pisces again. That's the whole divine story. The fishes, all that. Pisces, the moon's in Pisces for 3 days. It is important to point out that while the name Easter is used in the English-speaking world, many more cultures refer to it by terms best translated as Passover. Pashka, in Greek, a reference indeed to the Jewish festival of Passover. In the Hebrew Bible, Passover is a festival that commemorates the liberation of Jewish people from the slavery in Egypt. That slavery in Egypt represents Kemet. Kemet's a dark place. Coming out of a dark place, spiritually, consciously, you've woken up into the light, being reborn. In Exodus, it was and continued to be the most important Jewish seasonal festival. Well, your Passover is this rebirth, because it's the Passover, the full moon going over, or your moon and it's your sign passing over that night. That's the night you'll be woken up. That's how it all works. But I've done plenty of, I've done a few videos on the whole Jesus story. I've done that. Go check them out. If you want to know anything about the Bible, I'll tell you. I know what it all means, all the New Testament. The Old Testament's all about the psychological battles one goes through after he's been resurrected, come into the light. Because now we have to live in a world full of unwoken people, to put it nicely. And not only that, he has to handle what's happened to him. He's going through this battle of, backsliding. Oh, come back, bro, you're going to be in trouble doing that. He's a witness. He knows what's going on. He knows not to do certain things. You don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't do any of those things. And those people who go to church and they lie and cheat and rip you off, they're just scum. Nothing but scum. I had a tenant trash the place. She goes to church every Sunday. I've told her to come in and get her rubbish and her tyres, and she hasn't even bothered responding to me. Those people are just trash. Anyway, that's enough, I think. Hope you understand the phasing. Like I say, any questions, I'm really happy to answer questions. I love questions. So I know I cannot be debunked. Cheers. Thumbs up, subscribe, spread the good word.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Can't be debunked.
Yeah.
I'll agree with him there.
Oh dear. Yes. Fully.
I like questions, but can't give answers.
I like answers you can actually understand and that make sense.
What was the answer? Oh, Easter only started when they learned how to make chocolate. Before that, they were just waiting for chocolate to be invented. Yeah.
I mean, it's got nothing to do with the fact that there was always a celebration in the spring way before Christianity was even a thing, because, you're coming out of winter, you're coming into spring, it's a time of rebirth, regrowth, all the rest of it. Yeah, they're going to celebrate that time of year. And then the Christians come along and say, oh, yeah, that's when Jesus was reborn. Yeah, let's all make it about his resurrection, because that's what Christianity did. They imposed
they co-opted the existing rituals,
correct,
to bring people into the faith.
Yes, There was always a big festival at Christmas time, way before Christianity was thought of. You can see all of these things. Yeah, the Romans just saw it as a time for big piss up. Yeah, big piss up. Nothing to do with Christ whatsoever. And quite how you can muddle that up with your bizarre beliefs of some weird flat Earth and the dark side of the sun and the moon being. Sorry, I just can't make any sense of what that guy says. I think I'm still suffering from last night, to be honest. My brain's struggling to reset.
What have I got here?
Sorry.
I've recently taken some time away from flat Earth stuff, so it's kind of crazy to come back into it, I guess.
It hasn't got any better.
No.
Well, I don't think it ever will. But on the plus side, it is better than what I have been listening to recently.
Okay.
Presuppositional apologetics.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, nasty.
Yeah, apparently I'm a sucker for punishment.
So we're only going for a couple of hours tonight, so
Some questions.
questions maybe, if they're easy enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you got some.
Easy enough.
I would much rather Paul give us questions than Terry play another goddamn Lindsay.
What? I play another Lindsay? Okay then, I'll line one up.
Oh, hello.
Hang on, this is a hard quiz.
Farmers has got to go and make a phone call. See you later, mate.
Not just yet. Not for another 20 minutes. So just let's not be too hasty.
Hold your horses.
Yeah. All right. You ready for a hard quiz?
I don't know.
I'm hard. I mean, I'm ready for hard. Yep.
Yeah, my screen's frozen on my end. I'll have to adjust something.
Oh no.
What?
Vigorously.
Okay. Here we go. Question 1. This physicist is alphabetically second in the name of a pseudovector that is squared to give a Casimir invariant describing total spin. Who is this physicist?
Blimey.
Not a clue.
No.
Oh, but you do have a clue, but you just don't get it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Insufficient clues. How's that?
Yeah. Well, in that case, I'll give you another one. This physicist modified the Schrödinger equation to take into account the interaction of fermion's spin with an external electromagnetic field. Who was this physicist? It wasn't Bohr.
Well, that was the first one that came to mind, so bugger.
Another clue. A concept formulated by this physicist is derived from the fact that probability amplitudes are subtracted for antisymmetric wave functions. Who was this physicist?
No.
No? Okay. The SU2 group is spanned by this physicist's 3 spin matrices. Who is he? It's not Faraday. Not Faraday.
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 That'd be Faraday, mate.
Does he share a name with you?
With who?
With you?
No.
Okay. It's not who I thought then.
A principle named for this physicist explains electron degeneracy presence in white dwarfs.
Oh, degenerates. No, this really isn't my field whatsoever.
Okay. This physicist theorized that 2 identical fermions cannot exist in the same quantum state.
Oh, bollocks.
You know who it is now, don't you?
And I was close too, by the way.
That is the right person, yes. Not Heisenberg, no. Yeah, Vrimfondel's got it.
It's the exclusion principle.
Yes. Name this physicist who formulated the exclusion principle. That was your last clue, yeah. And Monk got it, and Vrimfondel got it out there. Yeah, it was Wolfgang Pauli. IQ overload, yes. All right. Question 2.
No, Fred, just no.
Lindsay.
Now, this one's a bit of a different kind of question. The Gravity Probe B satellite showed evidence for 2 types of this phenomenon predicted by general relativity. What is this phenomenon? The curvature of space-time caused by a large mass can induce this phenomenon in the geodetic effect. What is this phenomenon?
Phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
There you go. It always sets somebody up. Always, without fail.
It does.
I was waiting.
Yeah. Blue's got it. He's got it correct. No, Monk, it's not time dilation. It's not time slowing. Pancake tossing, no. Relativistic frame dragging induced by a rotating body causes this phenomenon in the lens steering effect. So frame dragging is induced by this phenomenon. A landmark test of general relativity was its ability to predict how Mercury's perihelion exhibits this phenomenon. What is this phenomenon?
Oh shit, it's my 15-minute reminder.
If you've been amongst the flat earth arguments, you'd probably know this by now.
Excuse my shouting.
This phenomenon can be disturbed by a regular oscillation called a nutation. Not gravitational lensing. Not retrograde. No. If a body has different principal moments, this phenomenon can occur in the absence of torque. What is this phenomenon? That is the one, Monk. Yes, you've got
Oh
it.
my God! Seriously?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Name this change in the orientation of the axis of a rotating object. Come on, peanuts.
See, that would have given it to me, and I would have been confused.
Yeah, you get a picture of it. Not weightlessness. Not gravitational lensying. Not refraction, not torque. No. What is this top doing? Perturbation? Perturbation? Trojan, what's that?
You got it.
Bendy Spaceballs. Not libration, no. It does start with a P though. Oscillation, no. Yeah, Farmer's Boy's got it. Yeah.
Giovanni.
And finally, Don Giovanni. Yeah.
I had it on the
Giovanni.
tip of my tongue the whole time, even through the clues before you put the spin and top on. I know what you're talking about. I just couldn't think of the word.
It's precession.
Yeah, precession.
Yeah, pre-session.
Ah.
Yeah.
As a bloody
Okay,
answer I nearly
question-
could have answered, and I just couldn't get the bloody word.
Question 3. One of these devices is split across 2 circuits in a flyback converter. What is this device?
A
Go on, Alan.
turbo encabulator.
Yeah, this one's for Alan.
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 Is Alan gone? Alan's gone, isn't he?
The current lags behind the voltage by 90 degrees in phasor diagrams for this device.
Gotta be.
Yeah, Alan would know this one.
It's the other one, Blue. It's not that one.
Is it that one?
It is. Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's
So I used to be an
right. That's
electrician
right,
many
Blue.
years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. The impedance in these devices is proportional to frequency, meaning that high frequency signals cannot pass through them. Not a transistor, not a capacitor, not a sine wave converter, not a transformer. No, not a transistor. No.
Our transformer's
voltage-
pretty close, but
Yeah. A transformer could be thought of as a grouping of 2 of these devices, couldn't it?
Yep.
The voltage across one of these devices has a linear relationship with the time derivative of current. What are these devices? Yeah, Blue's got it, Mark's got it, and now Vroomfondle also has it. Well done. It is the inductor. Transformers are composed of 2 or more of these devices wound around a metal ring. Yes. These devices are found in RLC circuits along with resistors and capacitors. Devices of this type that block AC but allow DC to pass through are called chokes. Name these circuit components that store energy in a magnetic field, often using wire coiled around a core. They are inductors. I'm sure Alan would have known that one.
Yeah.
Oh, he would have had it in a flash.
Yep.
Yeah.
That man's
Okay.
forgotten more about electronics than I ever knew.
Now this one is a bit of a different kind of question. You get it's got 3 parts to it. All right. So answer the following. Answer the following about Bell Labs' electronic inventions in the 20th century. So think about the things that Bell Labs invented, right? Part A. This type of device was invented by Bell Labs scientists John Bardeen, William Shockley, and Walter Brattain in 1947. These devices are used in integrated circuits and microchips to amplify and switch signals. What are they? Yeah, everyone knows this one, don't they?
No.
Blues got it. Monk's got it.
Talking bloody electronics again. I ain't got a Scooby.
It doesn't help us, does it, Farmer?
Not the radio telescope. No, not the capacitor. No. And Vroom Fondle comes out with the correct answer. It is one of these
Fondle's
devices.
on fire tonight.
Yes. It is the transistor.
All right.
So, answer to part A is the transistor. Right. B. Bell Labs scientists Muhammad Atalla and Daewon Kang invented these transistors in 1959. These transistors use an oxide layer to insulate the semiconductor layer on their gate. What are these kind of transistors called? Can you be a bit more specific, Blue? That's correct, Monk. Yes.
It took forever for people to figure out how they worked.
Yeah.
In fact, it took quantum mechanics to tell us how it worked.
Not CMOS. And Irish Stewart's got it correct with MOSFETs. Metal oxide on silicon. Field effect transistors.
Now you get it, Farmer?
Blue was on the right track. He put field effect transistors, but there are different forms of field effect transistors. These are specifically MOSFETs, yeah. They're used in the power amplifying stage of, or the output stage of a lot of amplifiers. C. These electronic devices, which were developed at Bell Labs, are used in imaging to detect light through the charging of MOS capacitors that represent each pixel. What are these devices? That is correct, Blue. Yes. Monk's got it correct as well. Yes. And Carl Edwards gets it out there pretty quick, and he's put 2 answers in. An acronym and a full-length name. Wow. Well done.
Good on you, Carl.
They are CCDs, or charged coupled devices. Yes. Well done.
Stewie built a MOSFET amp 2 days ago.
Oh, wow. Good. Question 5. This sect teaches that its members are a great crowd of other sheep that resides on earth as opposed to the great crowd in heaven. What sect is this? The Bevtards. No. Although that would describe them as a great crowd of sheep.
Sheep droppings, maybe.
Yeah. This sect believes that the cross is a pagan symbol. Thus, Jesus was instead killed on an upright pole. Who is it? Which sect is this?
Crazy
You
pricks.
have got it. You have got it correct, Monk. Yes.
I mean, they're all crazy. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
some are crazier than others.
Yeah, there's got a specific kind of craziness, haven't they? Yeah. According to this sect, God's kingdom is an actual government in heaven, occupied by only 144,000 Christians. That's weird.
It's not just gross; it's 1,000 gross.
And yes, I know what you mean, Doranu. Yes, that is them. The JWs, or the
JWs.
Jehovah's Witnesses. Yes.
Joey.
Yeah. I always remember that episode in Black Books. I think it's the first episode actually, where he's doing his taxes and he's trying to do anything but do his taxes.
Yeah.
And the Jehovah's Witnesses turn up at the door and he invites them in.
That's how desperate he was not to do his taxes.
Vlad and the Impalers. I'm with Irish Stew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he asks them what's next, and they go, "We don't know. We've never been invited in before."
Yeah, they've never got that far.
Yeah. They practice knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of excommunication, this sect practices disfellowshipping.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. This sect began as an offshoot of the Bible student movement of Charles Taze Russell, who also founded this sect's magazine, The Watchtower. Yeah. Named this Christian sect, whose members aren't allowed to accept blood transfusions and are known for door-to-door preaching, it is the JWs, the Jehovah's Witnesses. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
All right.
I'm going to bail out.
Okay,
Righto.
Farmer.
Because I've got this
Yep.
online call thingy. So yeah,
Righto.
we'll see if you're still running when I'm done.
Or we'll be in Discord either way.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
They're farmers.
All right then. See you
See
later.
farmers.
See you later.
Bye.
Okay, question 6. Photon decoupling during the recombination epoch provides the photons that constitute this radiation. What is this radiation? Oh. And we have Monk and Carl Edwards out with the answer right from the very first clue. It is the CMB, yeah. Named this universe permeating radiation discovered by Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson. This relic radiation is thermal radiation that was left over by the Big Bang. It is the CMB, or the cosmic microwave background radiation. Yes. Part B. This
Oh,
probe,
God, there's a B.
Yes, and a C. There will be a C as well, yeah. This probe, which succeeded the Kobe satellite, measured anisotropies in the CMB. This probe discovered a cold spot within the CMB, which is 70 microkelvin colder than average, thought to be caused by a supervoid. What is this probe? It's okay if you give me the acronym. I don't expect the full wording.
I might have to pass on that one.
I've never heard of it.
It's not the Parker satellite, no. We have Clive Wells out there who's got it. It's the WMAP. The Wilkinson Microwave Anisotropy Probe is what it stands for.
Nice work, Clive.
Yeah. And part C, WMAP's discovery of temperature fluctuations in the CMBR helped corroborate the current model of the universe, named for this constant and cold dark matter. This constant is equal to the energy density of space. What is this constant? Come on, this is not too hard a one.
Yeah, I know.
So say you.
Not the Planck constant, no.
No, it's not. It's the. It's that one, isn't it?
It is that one, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Come on, guys. This question's got the same theme throughout the whole lot of it. Not the T constant.
I'm guessing the answer's got an acronym.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
No.
Monk and Big Blue's got it, and Vroomfondle comes out with the answer. It is the
Welcome back,
cosmological
Vroomfondle.
constant.
There we
yeah.
go. It's really
cosmological
Vroomfondle
constant.
versus Carl versus Clive, isn't it, out there?
Yeah.
We got some smart
Okay.
cookies in our peanuts.
Oh, we do. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some smart peanuts.
Yeah. Question 7. Hydrogen sulfide is used to produce a molecule mainly containing this atom in the Girdler sulfide process. What atom are we talking about? A compound consisting of lithium and this atom replaced a liquid form of this atom as fuel for thermonuclear weapons. What is this atom? It's not iron.
Is that one?
That it is that one, Monk. Yes, well done. You're going really well tonight.
I like it when when it matches up to the tidbits I know.
Yeah. All right, another clue for the peanuts. Labile protons can be removed using a shake named for this atom's oxide. It's not plutonium, no. Okay, replacement with this atom causes a drastic lowering in reaction rate in the most common kinetic isotope effect. What is this atom? It's not barium, it's not lithium. No. You're on the right track, Blue, but that's a bit too general. I want a more specific form of that. Like graphite and water, a molecule mostly consisting of this atom is a common neutron moderator in nuclear reactors. What is this atom? It's not carbon, no.
Clive.
It's not boron. And Clive Wells has it out there. So well done to Monk. Blue was on the right track with hydrogen, but I wanted the more specific form, which is deuterium. Yes, name this isotope of hydrogen whose nucleus contains one proton and one neutron. It is deuterium. Question 8. This art form was revived in the 1900s by Mungo Martin and his niece Ellen Neal, who was the first recorded woman to make these artworks. What kind of artworks are they?
Come back, farmers. Farmers is more about the art and stuff.
A red circle surrounds a face inside a rectangle in one of these artworks that is part of a collection at Stanley Park. What kind of artworks are these? Not finger paintings, no.
But it totally should be Dora.
That's about what we would expect from Flurfs, would be finger paintings.
Well, I mean, they can't do crayon drawings anymore. They just keep eating them.
You're right, Blue, in that that's what they are, but they're given a specific name. These artworks have been classified into 6 basic types, including mortuary and welcome, as well as a ridiculing type called shame. Not cartoons. Not murals, no. Deep cut examples of these artworks are often topped by a figure with beak and wings. That's correct. Blue. Well done. Blue's got the answer.
I still got no clue.
Ah.
Well, I mean, I got plenty of clues. They just
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, they
Where to
don't
take
ring a
them.
bell, right? Yeah. These artworks often depict the mythical Thunderbird as well as wolves and eagles.
Oh.
Peanut's having trouble with this one too. Yes, you are right, Monk. That is correct. Yes, Alan Evans has got it too. These outdoor artworks were usually built near Haida and Tlingit houses. Not cathedrals, not Gothic, not reliefs. No. Name these indigenous artworks from the Pacific Northeast that are carved from tree trunks. Oh, it's going to go down to the picture clue for the Peanuts.
Deco.
Deco, no. Come on, you've got to know what this is.
Cute. Heavy metal album covers. Yeah, go Irish.
Hey, Dora got it. With totems,
Hey.
yeah.
Broom Fondle was moments behind.
Yes.
That thing. On your Carl.
Yeah. All right. Question 9. Another 3-part question.
Oh,
Answer
God.
the following about Hawking radiation. All
No.
right. Hawking radiation is emitted by these astronomical objects, whose gravitational pull is so strong that even light cannot escape. Now, come on. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, come on.
Hang on, they can't see it. They can't see the question yet. Hang on.
Yes, there you go. They can now, obviously.
Yeah, there it is. As
Yeah.
soon as it come up, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Black holes is the correct answer for that one. Yeah, that was.
I
the
particularly
easy
like
part.
the whoosh.
Yeah.
Good on you, Carl.
B. A paradox concerning black holes asks whether Hawking radiation is able to carry away this quantity, which is seemingly destroyed by black holes. This quantity is related to entropy in a theory formulated by Claude Shannon. What is this quantity? Monk's got that one right.
Are you asking questions about black holes? I like black holes.
Yeah.
They're fun. Carl's got it too.
Yep. Carl Edwards has come out with the correct answer, as well as Vroom Fondle.
I feel like Carl and I share a love for black holes.
Yeah. The correct answer for that part is information.
Well,
And
it
part
has
C.
to be with it being called Shannon.
Well, that helps.
Yeah. Part C. According to the AMPS paper, one of these layers of energy within the event horizon would be able to destroy the entanglement of Hawking radiation. These layers of energy solve the paradox but also violate the equivalence principle. What are these layers of energy? This is a bit of a trickier one.
This one I don't have an answer for, so I don't
Okay.
experience. Yeah.
Does the picture clue give a hint?
I mean, it would in an information theory context, but
Yeah, well, what would it be in an information theory context?
it's one of them. But
Yeah, and you'd be right.
seriously?
That is correct. Well done to Carl Edwards, who got it before you, though. It is firewalls. Yeah.
Okay, so Carl and I are in the same wavelength when it comes to black holes. Awesome.
And your last question for the day. When this quantity can be expressed as A times R to the N, its time average times N is equal to 2 times the time average of T. Figure that one out. Go on. I dare you.
Interesting. Do I need tensor calculus for this?
No. Okay. This quantity is added to the centrifugal term L squared over 2 mu R squared to find a related effective quantity, which is used to simplify problems in orbital mechanics. What is this quantity? For a dipole in a magnetic field, this quantity is equal to the negative dot product of B and magnetic moment. What is this quantity? It's not gravity. It's not 2 pi. According to Hooke's law, this quantity is equal to 1/2 kx squared for a spring. What is this quantity? That should give it away to anyone who knows a little bit of high school physics. Carl Edwards, yeah, what Clive Wells said. That's a good judgment because Clive Wells is correct on this one. Yes.
Oh, nice.
The change in this quantity is equal to negative work, and the gravitational form of this quantity is equal to mgh. It is gravitational potential energy. Name this energy that objects have at rest, contrasted with kinetic energy. It is gravitational potential energy. Yeah. Or potential energy. Yeah.
Nice work, Clive.
There you go. Well done. And that's your
That's the first
quiz
one I didn't even
for
have
the
a
day.
try and answer for.
Yeah. That is your quiz for the day. Well done, everyone.
Thank you, Paul. That was great.
Oh, thank you, Paul. There's a toss-up between a few of us
You're
out there, and Monkey in here.
And Blue.
Oh, Blue, yeah, Blue got a few.
Yeah. Yeah, Blue got quite a few.
I think we all did pretty well.
Yeah, I got my usual amount.
Consistency is important.
I'm consistently consistent. That's the thing.
Oh, sorry, Terry. I had it set to send messages to Paul, not to you. My bad.
Yeah, I
Fix
know.
that next time.
Yeah. I've got to proofread your answer just in case you're wrong.
Oh. Oh dear.
How we go for time? Can we push out this video of Blues for the
Potential
finish
energy.
off
That's
on?
just energy that ain't done nothing yet, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
What happened?
It's lazy energy.
Oh.
Just sitting
Yeah,
around,
it's just
not making
it's
anything
got
of itself.
potential, but it ain't done anything yet, so it's just sitting
That's right.
Probably sitting in its mother's basement or something.
Well, it'd have more potential if it was sitting in their mother's attic, right?
Well, that's true. But we've already established that it's lazy, so you know.
Well, the only video I could... Okay, it goes for 24 minutes. I've got Blues Brian's Logic, Blackpool Tower. You already done this, Blue, haven't you? On your stream. Other than that, I got... If you still want to do that one, I've got the other one you brought out before that. Where is it? Find it.
I can't see what you're doing.
I'm just thinking out loud. Where is it? What date did that come out? Scroll back. There's the tower one. Now you did one before that. Find it.
I don't know what I did.
Oh, flat Earth banjo and airplanes. That came out.
That's a goodie.
Yeah, that came out on the 16th, which was the Saturday. We didn't get to play that one. That's probably the one. We'll grab that one.
It might be a good one.
Yeah. Okay. Because we can all guess how somebody gets Blackpool Tower wrong.
You know, honestly, after Renty used Blackpool Tower to get his head straight, I'm surprised anybody's still talking about it.
I can't imagine that Oakley is very happy with Brian's logic for bringing that shit back up again.
Yeah.
What do we need? Time is it? Yeah, we are going to be finishing early tonight, Paul. It's only 12:15 now.
Oh, that's fine by me.
And this video goes for about 15 minutes, so...
Sure.
Well before 1 o'clock, I think, we'll finish up.
Good. That makes me doubly happy.
Do I get any brownie points next time for the quiz?
Well, I had a win on the weekend because back in November I ordered a set of speakers, right? Because I knew that they were on special. They were normally about 3,600, and they had them on special for about 2,600. And when I went to the dealer, he gave me even more money off and said I could have them for 2,000, because apparently they were going out, like a new model was coming in. Yeah. So I ordered them, and then they didn't come in, and they didn't come in, and they didn't come in, and they didn't come in. And finally they said, they've come in. So I went and I picked them up, and apparently they couldn't get the old model because they'd stopped making them and they just couldn't get them anymore. So they upgraded me to the new model, which is selling for 3,600, and I got the new model for $2,000. That was fantastic.
Yeah, you can't argue with that bargain.
Yeah,
that's a deal.
Yeah, you just had to put up with not having the older model.
Oh, damn, that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should send them back. I mean, come on.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I wanted the old model.
Now, do you have your audio piped through properly for the peanuts?
Yes, I do.
Okay. In that case,
it's easy. I've just got to scroll down in my audio mixer because I can see our volume going through, but unless I scroll down for the desktop audio, I didn't notice it was muted. So it's all right now. Okay, so the audience can see and the audience will be able to hear. So,
Excellent.
so what's a four-letter P word, Monk?
Ploy.
Boy.
Pray. Pots. Oh no! Wait, hang on. I know that I've got it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Play.
Oh, okay.
Flying over the curvature of the earth. This time with no end of arithmetic failures involved. This is by Flat Earth Banjo.
Did we get the start of it? Sorry. No, we've got to have the music, please.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Blue Marble Science. Here we go again with airplanes flying over the curvature of the earth. This time with no end of arithmetic failures involved. This is by Flat Earth Banjo. Warning, severe facial and monitor damage alert is in effect. Get out those oven mitts, push the monitors way back out of punching range, and let's light a dumpster fire and have some fun.
Yes, absolutely. Number one, there is a rate of descent. A rate of descent, and we can all imagine. These are simple concepts, and I'd like to reiterate that in all of my technical discussion, in any of our technical discussion, it needs go further than, meaning it doesn't, we need no more complexity than 10th grade science. 10th grade math, Pythagorean theorem, 10th grade physics, 10th grade chemistry, basic chemistry. This is chemistry 101, college level, 10th grade chemistry at the high school level. One can imagine if an aircraft is flying at elevation 35,000 feet, well, it has to descend to land on the ground. Well, it's still flying in the air. It's not going to point its nose straight down and go straight to the ground. No, it's got to gradually descend from altitude down to zero.
I guess you know that zero is mean sea level. So unless you're going to an airport that's right on the coastline, I don't suggest trying to descend to zero. You're probably going to hit a really big old spherical rock if you do.
Yeah,
well, we call that rate of descent. A lot of people don't talk about this. Now, I'm bringing up a new topic to Flat Earth, and I'm really bringing up a new topic to the average pilot. The average pilot does not talk about rate of descent.
What do you mean pilots don't talk about rate of descent? Descents are something you're going to do on pretty much every flight, unless you're planning on leaving that thing up there.
And how do I know? Because I've talked with several pilots, and they cannot quote their rate of descent. Why do I know it? Because I memorized Army federal regulated rate of descent, which was 500 feet per minute.
Did you notice your own citation says there is no regulation governing rate of descent?
For 18 years, I memorized 500 feet per minute. That's for my first 2 years as an Army aviator. I memorized 500 feet per minute is the standard rate of descent.
Oh, you're an Army aviator. Okay, this ought to be easy for you. Let's go back to your original example. I'm flying my big old jet plane from Chicago O'Hare down to Atlanta Hartsfield. I've climbed out to a cruising altitude of 35,000 feet, and I want to descend to, let's say, 5,000 feet. Here we go. Now let's do a little math. I have time to climb to cruising altitude before I would have to begin my descent if I do it at 500 feet per minute. Don't you think it might make better sense if I selected a little bit higher number, like say 2,000 feet per minute? Then the descent phase would take 15 minutes. I could do it even faster than that if I wanted to. 500 feet per minute is a plug number that we use particularly for non-pressurized aircraft. If we descend it much faster than that in a non-pressurized airplane, it can be pretty hard on our passengers' ears. So 500 feet per minute is not necessarily the number you want to use in a pressurized airplane.
Well, that's for landing. Okay, let me reiterate That's for landing to a full stop when the airplane wants to land to the ground and stop. That's 500 feet per minute. But we, in the flat Earth community, we know that for an airplane to fly around the globe, the supposed globe that is, there's a rate of descent associated with 8 inches per mile squared. So if we do the math, the 8 inches per mile squared at the average, assuming an average airspeed of 500 miles per hour or that's really a ground speed, but it's moving through the air at 500 miles an hour. Associate that with 8 inches per mile squared. Well, the math gives us the following: 2,777 feet per minute rate of descent for that airplane to follow the globe.
Well, you might have guessed this is where he was going. You know, our atmosphere has a pressure gradient. The pressure decreases as you go up in altitude, and the air density also decreases as you go up in altitude. But at any given altitude, the density of the air is more or less constant. The lift the airplane wing produces is directly proportional to the density of the atmosphere that it's flying in. If lift is greater than the weight of the plane climbs. If weight is greater than lift, the airplane descends. But at the point in the atmosphere where lift matches weight, the airplane simply maintains its altitude. Now, if the angle of attack of the wing doesn't change, the lift doesn't change, and the altitude above mean sea level simply remains constant. That's why the airplane maintains its altitude and follows the curvature of the Earth, because the atmosphere follows the curvature of the Earth. But you know, even if what you said was true, you got the math completely wrong. You talked about an airplane flying at 500 miles per hour. That's 8.33 miles per minute. At 8 inches per mile squared, that's 8 inches times 8.33 miles squared divided by 12 inches to get it into feet, and that is 46.3 feet per minute. If our atmosphere didn't have a pressure gradient and we were actually forced to follow the curvature of the Earth, we would have to descend at the equivalent of a 46 foot per minute descent rate, not 2,800 feet per minute. You got that completely wrong. I wonder what else you can get wrong.
Okay, and that is a continuous descent, not to land. That is a continuous descent while the aircraft is at altitude flying along.
Wow.
Well, let's compare that. Let's make the comparison now. 500 feet per minute to land the airplane to a full stop at an airport. On the globe, the airplane has to descend continuously at 2,777. That's more than 5 times the rate of descent for a landing, and that's a continuous descent.
The airplane isn't descending to maintain its altitude, but 500 feet per minute works for a plane that's traveling at about a 100 knot ground speed, not for a commercial jet traveling at 175 knots. Your comparison really should have been 875 feet per minute to about 46 feet per minute, or about 1/20th, not 5 times.
So I did some more math today, by the way, Vika. Thank you for asking. It's average 500 feet per minute. Okay, so I looked up gravity, 32 feet per second squared. Okay, that's the quote supposed gravity, right? If you drop something, it in a vacuum, okay, it falls at 32 feet per second squared.
It doesn't fall at 32 feet per second squared. That is an acceleration. I don't see anything good coming from this.
Well, let's convert that to feet per minute. That is 1,920 feet per minute. Okay, that's gravity. Now, let's remember, an airplane flying around the curve of the globe at 500 miles an hour must maintain a rate of descent of 2,777 feet per minute, which is almost 1,000 more feet per minute than something falling in free fall. That's absurd. That's the most absurd measurement we could have. No. So I'm bringing that to the flat Earth community. That's what the math gives us, Vika, and everybody else. Can we see the perspective here? The 8 inches per mile squared around the curve of the globe at 500 miles an hour, that's faster than free fall. That's more absurd than one can imagine. Vika, that is the simple math. That's high school math right there.
What? You took 32 feet per second, multiplied times 60 seconds, and came up with 1,920 feet per second. You calculated the instantaneous velocity of a free-falling body in a vacuum after 60 seconds. The distance that body would have fallen in 60 seconds is 1/2 AT squared. That's 1/2 times 32 times 60 squared, and that's 57,600 feet. In the first minute, and only the first minute, starting with no downward velocity, the airplane, if it was falling in a vacuum, would fall 57,600 feet. And oh, by the way, the airplane reached the speed of sound after about 35 seconds. You don't have any idea what you're doing, do you?
So, I've been intrigued, and I keep taking notes as you keep talking, that there's always this new, it's not new measurements, it's not new, rate of descent is nothing new.
Standard.
But what people seem to forget is the globe model, the heliocentric model, that science and math is never used in a functioning application.
Exactly.
Never, ever.
But you think what you just heard was math being used in a functioning manner. Just out of curiosity, what do you think dysfunctional math would look like?
Because it proves the fraud if they ever do.
Exactly. So kudos to you, and rate of descension just made my list of bullets in the gun.
That's a foundational effect of flat Earth, isn't it? It's a foundation.
Amen, brother. Amen. That and elevation angles, that and you triangulation, and I mean the list just keeps growing and growing and growing. And so
Exactly.
thank you. I don't want to take a lot of
they don't
time here, but
understand.
thank you, Rob.
Yep, and that's my point, Lon. That is exactly my point, and that's why I send out these messages to everybody in the group, so everybody can see and understand. Anybody can do this math,
and some of us can do it correctly. I don't think you're on that list.
Pilots don't know anything that's not normal. They have more experience with it, but just because they're a pilot doesn't mean they know something special.
No, we just know how to take off, fly to the other side of the planet, find the airport we were looking for, and land the thing without killing anybody. Nothing special about that.
Anybody can do this math, and anybody that does this math and can explain it, well, they're smarter in this effect than the average pilot.
Amen.
Take it and run.
Amen. So I sat in that co-pilot seat for so many times.
I'll bet the co-pilot wasn't very happy about that.
And had I known then what I know now, it just would have been a no-brainer. I know you bring a plane up to elevation.
Just a helpful tip. When pretending to be a pilot, only say the word elevation when you're talking about the runway.
To your altitude, it's locked in, and you don't bring it down until your point of destination is arrived at.
You are cleared for takeoff.
Roger. Huh?
LA departure frequency 123.9er.
Roger. Huh? Request vector. Over. What?
Flight 209er clear for vector 324.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
It's point A to point B. That's it. And there is no curvature, so all right.
I just cracks me up
yeah, there
every
is
time.
curvature, but I think you've done enough damage for one day. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget those little buttons down there. And if you'd like to support the channel, patreon.com/Blue Marble Science or paypal.me/Blue Marble Science. I appreciate all the help you guys give me. And I will catch you on the next one.
You made it back, Barber, just at the right time, or the wrong time.
Oh, yeah, well. Bugger was late as well.
I mean, it wasn't Lindsay level bullshit, but it was still pretty bad.
Yeah, well, like I say, I've nearly recovered from Brian's logic.
Yeah, that was some incredible stupidity.
That was pretty stupid. Yeah.
God. Anybody believe that guy's actually a pilot?
No.
Not in the month for Sundays. No way.
I don't think so.
Not when I knew the bit that you were going to say about a plane descending at the rate of 500 feet per second. I knew about the rate of descent to do with your ears because the pressurized plane, the difference between that and a small plane.
Yeah.
You do a rate of descent at...
The stupid, it burns.
You do a rate of descent of a little plane at 2,000 feet per second? Yeah, the passengers are going to have a problem.
Well, not per second, per minute. But
or per minute.
2,000 feet per second.
Well, I know, I exaggerated.
Wings?
Yeah.
We don't need wings where we're going.
Yeah. 2,000 feet per second, they're not going to be worried about their ears, Tim.
No.
About Mach 2,
Oh, dear.
We don't. I
Don't
think a
bother reaching
Blackbird
for your
might
safety
be able to do
belts.
that.
This is going to be a bad one.
It probably could, given the sort of altitude it could fly at. But blimey. Imagine pulling out of that dive.
Oh boy. I can't believe people are that stupid. I don't know what they think we do up there, but good Lord.
I've been saying that for the last 4 years.
Yeah, we know how long, we know how far away from the airport we are. We know how fast we're going. That's a pretty good clue about when we need to start our descent and what rate we want to go at, right?
Yeah.
Commercial jets will typically go anywhere from 2,000 to 3,500 feet per minute. And you don't notice that. They're not putting those down, they're throwing spoilers out.
Okay, looks like we'll finish off. I did see a naked person out in the chat. I fixed him up.
Judy Bassett wants to know where she can buy a used co-pilot seat.
Often see bits of aeroplane stuff for sale on the local Facebook for sales.
Yeah.
Odd airliner seats, all sorts of weird stuff. Seeking cockpit control panel without the instruments.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll type me goodbyes out there, so if anyone wants to add anything.
I just found the website of a company called GB Salvage. 737 triple window section. Yours for £600.
Yeah.
Aviation refueling pod, £900. A Dash 8 cockpit and fuselage, 9 metres long, £12,000.
I want a whole plane.
Throw some hydraulics under it.
I want a complete plane so I can restore it.
Yeah, you might need a little bit more then.
Well, I don't mind buying the wings and wheels and propellers and windows and electronics. I'll start off with the shell first. I'll start off with the fuselage.
Trying to see if I can find any for sale. Oh, here we go. Aircraft for sale.
I know where there's a whole damn desert full of them out in Southern California.
Yeah, I have heard about that.
That wouldn't be the Davis Monthan Air Force Base, would it?
They're a little bit big. I don't think I'd
There's
fit one of them
several
in my
of the
backyard
graveyards out
to restore one of them. I'd need a little bit more room.
Oh, they just rob parts off those things.
Yeah, because it's nice and dry, isn't it? Like really dry. I mean, that's where the Navy and the Marines store a lot of their aircraft because it's, nice and dry. You just have to watch out for the snakes.
What snake?
And the military guards.
Yeah, the snakes like getting inside the aircraft. They do a pretty good job of sealing them up, but the snakes get in. So you go in and start sort of stripping spares out of them. You have to watch out for the snakes. Oh, hello. I wonder if there's a price on the Tornado.
Like here in town used to have an RAAF Phantom on his front lawn.
I don't know whether I don't think Clarkson still got his Harrier.
I thought he had a Lightning.
Was it a Lightning? I can't remember what he had. Was it a Lightning?
He had a Lightning at one point.
Later,
everybody
Carl.
in the chat saying goodbye. So
Yeah, later, Carl.
Bye, guys. They're off. Look, he's running away.
Yeah.
And Bloom did a plug for his YouTube, for his PayPals and Patreons. All I can do is give a plug to my PayPal, which is in the description underneath.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that. Oh, that's me goodbyes. Okay, who we got to thank out there? Oh, Carl's gone. The Monk 72, Judy, Dora, Carl, Dora, Jim Fondle, a new person, Peter Afnas, Jim Fondle. How do I scroll up? Judy, Facty, Dart, Don Giovanni. I haven't seen Don in very often. Dart.
No.
Stewie. Dora. Jaren Urism. Got to say that. I've got to pronounce that slowly, otherwise I'll knock it up. Still scrolling.
Clive.
Yeah, Clive. Yeah, I just got to Clive. You can see the ones that answer the questions most.
If anybody's got 1.2 million euros, you can have yourself a Hawk of Fury.
Mm. Oh, LB stuff. More. Did I say Facty? I haven't seen Facty for a while. Who else have we got?
Irish Stew.
Yeah, Irish Stew. Yeah, I can't go any further. So if you want to get a shout out, yeah, if you want to get a shout out there, just put a wave or a thumbs up or whatever you want to put out there.
We had a Zebulon for a while.
Mm. Yeah, there's a couple that are not here tonight, by the look of it. Doris said I'll put it on the wish list. Oh, we've been going for 2 hours and 30 minutes. How's that? That's not too bad. That's passable.
Well, it's getting up to 1.
Yeah, 1.
Oh my
No, quarter to 1.
Quarter to 4.
Yeah, it's getting up to 1.
Yeah, What's that bright
Slowly
light out
progressing.
there? You got a full moon or something?
But hardly. It's 4:45 in the afternoon. It's actually quite a nice day out there at the moment.
Yeah, we're getting our summer back here for the last couple of days here, almost.
17
Oh
degrees.
God, I've been really appreciating the cooler weather.
Nice and sunny here. Well, we had little sprinkles last night, but wasn't enough to worry about.
I thought it was going to yesterday. It really did get very dark at one point, but no, we missed it. No. Looks like it's going to be quite nice for a while. I might have to see if I can fix that bloody motorbike.
What'd you do to it?
It sort of tried to catch fire.
How?
Well, as long as it only tried.
It turns out that the carburetor has this little thing that's a heater. So there's a little brass thing screwed into it, and there's a pair of wires that sneak off back to the engine. They caught fire.
Oh.
Sort of melted the insulation. Because as soon as I noticed there was smoke coming out from between my legs, behind it, around the back of the engine, I just hit the kill switch and had to look and thought, what's going on? So I managed to work out what it was, and I think I can do without it. I think I can just unplug it from the loom because it's just a carb heater. I don't think I need it. But what I need to find out is why the bloody thing caught fire in the first place.
Yes, that'd be the big question.
So I need to check all the electrics on the bike out, and I ain't feeling it.
The fuel get enough? The fuel needs to be warm, doesn't it, or hot enough to vapor? That's help with.
It's either in there for when you're riding in very cold climates,
right,
or it's there because at one point in the carburetor somewhere, the air going through is getting very cold, cold enough to inhibit full performance, which is why it's got a heater in it. I don't know. All I can think of doing at the moment is unplug it from the loom, check everything else out, and if everything else is okay, see if it still rides all right. And because obviously I don't ride it in cold climates, not that bloody cold. Because if it's that cold, I'll take the car. So, but it's electric, so I hate it.
Yeah.
So when you shut the throttle down, you can ice that carburetor up.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. So it might be that if I can find out if there's another fault somewhere else, it's just because this thing has just given up the ghost after all these years. I can get a replacement, but unfortunately that means taking the carburetor off, and that is a pig of a job. I've done it once before because one of the O-rings had started to go and it was leaking, so I had to take the damn thing off and rebuild it. It's an absolute bastard to get out. It really is.
Yeah, depending on the airplane, aircraft engines experience that problem.
Yeah.
Carbureted engines. And one of the things you want to be careful about is using. You need to put the carburetor heat on when you're going to pull the throttle all the way back, because you can actually ice up the carburetor.
Yeah, well, the older models of this bike didn't have it, so I think I'm on a couple of forums for that particular bike. I think I'll just ask the question, say, look, this has happened, blah blah blah. Has anybody else had experience of this, and is it all right to run it without the heater? Because otherwise, getting the part itself is easy enough. It's getting the epoxy carburetor out.
Just Google it, see if you can find out. Or find out its function and everything. Usually, that's the best way to go. Google the functions of it and see what it says.
Yeah, problem is there's no service or owner manuals for my particular version of that bike. You can for the early ones.
You should be able to find some forums or some sort of info somewhere out there.
Yeah, I just at the moment I just keep looking at it in the garage and thinking, bollocks to it.
Okay.
I don't like electrics.
Oh, they're just wires.
That's just maybe. I've got to strip half the bloody plastic off to get it everything, because it's all tucked out of the way and.
We'll leave it at that.
They're not exactly designed for servicing.
Yeah. No, that's like modern cars. They're not really designed to service them. They're more throwaway.
No, Dora, this isn't going to go for hours.
No, we're finishing off now, Dora. We're saying our goodbyes. Oh, thanks, Farmer.
It'll go for hours on Discord.
Thanks, Sven Wingquist. Thanks, Monk. Thanks, Alan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Blue. Thanks, Peanuts. Good night.
Thanks,
Night,
Peanuts.
everyone.
Good night, Peanuts.
See you, Peanuts.